G'day comrade subscribers, hope you're all well. So I thought we'd see if we can get the display working properly on the calculator. So if you remember from yesterday's video, some of the digits over this side, so insert video here, some of the digits over here were a bit flaky, not displaying properly. So I've done a bit of research today. I've not been able to find an actual data sheet for this part. So this is a Burroughs Panaplex II display, particularly, especially your model number BR16252. But I have found some schematics for a Hewlett-Packard 9815 that includes this display as well. So, and I've also found a hand-drawn one. So some errors I couldn't really tee up, but I think I now have the pinout. So we've got 16 digits, digit 1 to digit 16 on the right there, and we've got 33 pins in total. And each digit is 9 segments. So we've got a 7-segment display, 7 segments, and then we've got a decimal point and a comma. So they're on the cathode, so common cathode and separate anode for each digit. And then I have married that up with the scan board, this one here, that generates that reads the keyboard and also generates the display. So I've got those details there. So what we're going to do, well, first of all, I think I'm just going to put it back together and see if just giving these parts a clean. So the way it works is, this is basically the stack here. So we've got power supply, memory, processor, and then the scan board. And they are connected via these parts here. So they basically, if I can get it the right way around, something like that. So they're wedged in there, and then the board beneath it wedges in, like so. Very hard to do, something like that. So, and then obviously it's all screwed together tight. So when it comes to the display, it's the same with the display as well. Something like that. I don't know if it's got it back to front or not, but that's basically how it's connected. And if I had a look, and some of them are just touching, so maybe there's an issue there. Maybe there's just a problem with it being connected properly. So I'll give it a bit of a clean. I also notice on this one there's a little bit of corrosion, so I'll give them all a bit of a clean. Give the board edges a bit of a clean as well. They all look mostly look pretty good. Put the stack all together, powered it on, and see if it makes any difference. So that's what I'm going to do first. Right, I've got the stack back together after some trial and error, and I've just been checking the continuity between the scan board and the panel, and I have found one problem. So that's pin 33. So that's cathode F, anode 1, cathode G, anode 2, cathode E, and anode 3. So digit 3, which is the third one. So that digit there is not working, and I can see why. I don't know if I can show you, but basically the top connector, so you can see better on this one here, but the top, so you've got a connector here for the PCB, and then you've got a connector for the top there. It's just not touching the board, so that's why there's no continuity. So it's the 6th one in, I think. So I'm just going to try and move that up a bit to get the connection, and then we'll try powering it on. Okay, I'm just holding it very awkwardly, so I'm trying not to shake it too much, but it's just that one there. Where's my poker? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There. It's just that one there. It's just not making contact. The other ones are, you can see there's making contact. It's just that one there that's just not making contact with the display board. So I just need to kind of very gently move that up a bit. So that's what the plan is. Right, the connectivity seems all good now, for at least certainly for that anode, digit 3. Now, so keyboard I haven't done, but basically it curves over like that. I was just going to try doing digit 8, which is this key here, which I believe it's that one there. I think that's the common. Alright, so it's pin 28 I need to connect to 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 17. 17 and 28 I think should give me an 8 on the display if everything's working. So I'll use the very dodgy 50-year-old power supply for now, but I would like to hook it up to my bench supply and test what the minimum voltage is and also how much current it draws. So because it looks like it's just a 2.1mm plug, so I could just replace that. Okay. Make sure it's powered off, Moment of truth, really. Scared to turn it on, just trying to get this out of the way. Whoops. Soviet electrolytic. Let's zoom in. Actually, let me go turn the other light off, it might be easier to see. Okay, moment of truth. Okay, we've got lots of digits. That's looking much better than it was, isn't it? So maybe there's some other connectivity. Oh, of course. I don't have. That's looking much better. Of course, I don't have the any of the load program 1, program 2, any of that load. So I think it's set up to load a program, but that's looking much better. Yeah, that's looking. Look at that. That's looking much better. So yeah, like I said, I think this is set up to load a program. So that's the problem. So I'm going to have to sort the keyboard out. But that seems to be working a hell of a lot better. A little bit digit 2, anode 2 there. But I'm not really sure if I've got it all working properly. Let me just check what the what these ones work out to be. Right, so I have shorted the pins 5 and 20 of the keyboard, which puts it into. I know you can't see anything. So it puts it into, there's load and run. So by if these two are connected, then it's in run mode, I think. So just normal calculator. So that's what I've done there. I've just shorted those for now. And let's try the digit 8 again. Let's just put that out of the way. Plug the power back in. And just one more thing I want to do is I just wanted to, like I said, just hook it up to the bench supply. Okay, so let's power this on. Right, okay, so that's what we're expecting. And then what was it? It was 28 and 17. That's 20. Oh, it's that one there. All right, we're still having a problem with those two. It's looking better though. It's looking better. So considering it's all in pieces, so let's just try that again. Okay. So, okay, so that's digit 3, anode 3. Anode 3 and the cathode. Okay. That's not exactly right, is it? So it doesn't seem... I'm just wondering if digit 1, anode 1, is actually ever used. What's the reset button? I should do the reset button. So still a little bit more work, but it is improved. It is improved somewhat. Okay. Making progress. Yeah. Unless the problem is just the digits themselves. If you look at it, that horizontal doesn't look like that. It looks like maybe it's the digit itself. I don't know if there's anything I'm going to be able to do about that. See, it's kind of like, looks like it's kind of blown a little bit. So, might be the display, unfortunately, but I have ways around it. I can hack a new display. Get the calculator working again, that's the main thing. I don't know if I'll be able to buy. It looks like this, like I said, it was used in others, but I don't know if I can buy a new one, I'll have to see. All right, so that's a success. Problem is now the display. So the next thing is just to see if we can run it on, say, USB. So let me hook that up and we'll try it out. We're ready to go. So I'm starting at 9.5 volts. Okay, that's drawing just over an amp, about 1.1 amps. So let's reduce the voltage. 8.5 volts, 7.5 volts, 6.5 volts, 5.5 volts. Going down 5.4, 5.3, and as expected, current goes up a bit. 5.2, well, that's about normal, yeah. So that's at 5 volts, just over an amp. And so looks okay. So we might be able to run this off USB. And when I say run it off USB, what I mean is 2.1mm plug from a USB. Of course, is it actually working? Yep, so that's at 5 volts, 1.07 amps. Shall we go down? Let's just go down to 4 volts. Yeah, we lose it then. So 5 volts it is. Okay. That means, I don't know if I've got any spare, but what I'll do is I'll just make up, I don't think, should I make one quickly? Let's make one quickly, yep. There we go, just whipped up something quickly, so I'll just put a little bit of heat shrink on my little USB that I've made, USB plug. I'm just going to put the heat shrink on, and it's only quite short, I know, it's just something I whipped together just to test it. So yeah, let's give it a go. Just mold it into shape as it cools. There we go. It's a bit short. Okay, what's the easiest way to do on that? So I should only draw 1 amp. So this is a 10 watt charger, so it should work fine if only it was long enough. I should really be using extension cord, shouldn't I? Okay, let me figure. Please excuse the mess, but I do have it plugged in, and it's working fine, seems to be. So there we go. Just replace your 50-year-old power supply with a 10 watt USB charger. Okay, I'll need to do some more investigation on those digits, but I think probably the display is no good. Shame. All right, bye for now.